Hey, what's going on, my melanated minimalists? I am here coming to you live. I'm here in the Starbucks and I'm going to show you my little Starbucks. I'm drinking just some regular coffee with some cream and sugar. So guys, I wanted to make this video to talk about what's going on, what's going to be the biggest thing going on in the next year or so. You guys remember I talked about house hacking. I told you about when I lived in a housing with three other women. We were doing shared housing with you share your living room, you share your kitchen, you share your laundry room and your balcony or whatever, have your own private bath, private room, and furniture, everything's furnished. Well, guys, boarding houses is what the new era is coming. And if you are into minimalism and you're learning more and more about minimalism, minimalism doesn't mean you're broke. It doesn't mean you don't have anything. It just means you're a little bit more conscious of how you spend your money, how you use things, and not keep accumulating more and more things, more like a hoarder style. So in this video, first of all, welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, it is about living minimalist, simple, and loving life, and just learning that everything in life is given to us, and we have to make decisions of how we're going to utilize it. Okay, so this channel is supposed to help set you free. So don't buy a bunch of stuff and hoard it. Just make some decisions and live intentionally. So welcome to the channel. So I've been listening to a lot of people, and the housing shortage or the housing crunch is happening all over America. So what I've been looking at is, back in the day, I used to stay in hostels. I used to have shared housing. And I never knew that that's going to become popular and mainstream where it is. Back in the day, you used to have boarding houses, but boarding houses were seen as for people with low income, low level, all that. So it's kind of like a dirty thing to live in a boarding house. You wouldn't dare tell anyone you live in a boarding house, unless also maybe if you're getting out of prison, you live in a boarding house or a halfway house, where you're sharing living spaces. Well, just recently I've been just studying this, and now I'm seeing more and more people are purchasing houses, and they're going to divide them up and rent them out to people. So they're renting out rooms per room. I think it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. They rent the room out, and they'll keep it furnished and charge people monthly fee. And some of them just do it for 90 days because they know most people don't want to pay after 90 days. It's just not good. So what it brought me to think about, again, that the world is trying to capture some of the minimalist lifestyle. And the funny thing about it is I was already practicing the living space where it was, 3 other women with me. We paid a certain rent. It wasn't a situation where we had our own, but it was a really nice situation. I mean, it was clean. We had valet trash. We had a beautiful living space. It was really a nice take on life at that time. Okay, that's not something you want to do forever, ever. And some people might want to, but I wouldn't suggest it. If you're trying to one day want to be married or have children, that's not a way to go. But it is a good space if you've maybe retired or you've divorced. If you've never been married, nurse, flight attendant, business professional, even some of our restaurant hospitality people. Because the rent is normally lower, and you don't have to be in such a bind where you have to do what they used to do, 2.5 times your rent, where in Florida it's 3.5 times your rent. Florida is really crazy right now. Here in Dallas, it's about 2.5 times your rent. So that's even better. So you don't have to have 3.5, you have to have 2.5 times your rent. But all I'm saying in this video is that house hacking is becoming a norm. It's the new norm. It's the new norm for people who make great money. It's the new norm for people who make minimal money. What it is showing you that with the unaffordability of houses now, that houses literally are going up in price. And it's going to push a lot of people out of the sector. If you're not married and you're not combining incomes, or you don't have a high-paying job which will allow you to qualify for the loans, you're going to be in a situation you may have to look at other housing. Rental property will never go away. You'll always have an opportunity, whether to be an owner or to be the person renting from the owner. So what I'm saying to you is there's an opportune time for you to make decisions. If you want to own some property, go ahead and maybe get you a place, buy a house, buy something, okay? If you're going to live in an apartment, and get some rental properties to pay for your apartment. If you like living in a high-end area or a high rise versus living out in a rural area with a big old house and all that land, then you may need to consider maybe purchasing a small condo, a small home near the, near an area where it's more popular, people around, or you may look at, like I said, going to those apartments or whatever, and allowing some of your rental properties that you invest in to pay for it. So why does this have to do with minimalism? As I shared with you that I will be going over different things that will affect you. Housing will about to affect a lot of people. So if you want to own your house, if you're not already in a house, if you're in an apartment, all this will affect you. So this is what I'm sharing with people, is that at the end of the day, you got to make a decision how you want to live your life. Do you want to live in the city, in the rural area? Where do you want to live? Small house, tiny house, big house, big land, all those things. I guess I'm trying to say is, this is major. The boarding houses are coming in. People are living in them. People want to start. They're going to have luxury style ones. So I guess people who are practicing minimalism, this might be your time, right? You might want to get your little small place instead of a nice luxury home that people are having. And this is going to be good, but this house hacking is happening. It's literally happening as we speak, and so many people are going to be living this way. So many people are not getting married. They're not having children. It's the truth. This is a different era of people. Marriage was a part of our lifestyle. You went to college. Sometimes you were in college to marry, find someone to marry, to be compatible with. So now it's going to be something people are going to have to consider and think, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to get my own home, to be responsible? Because see, when you buy your own home and all that, you are responsible for a lot of things. So some people don't even want to be responsible. They don't want no house. They're like, yo, I don't want it. I don't care what you say, Lisa. You say this all day long. I don't want a house. I just want to live a certain way, which is quiet, to myself, whether it be a rooming house or my own small apartment, one bedroom, whatever. I don't want all the responsibility. Okay, I get it. So as a minimalist or a person who lives simple, consider moving into a boarding room style. People call them dorm style. I call them shared living, co-housing, all that. Think about all those things when you're considering how you want to live, what you want to do. Does it mean you have to purchase a big property and be responsible? No. This is why I want you to study. Well, how do you want to live? If you're on my channel, you've already said I want to live simple, so let's live simple. If you're on my channel, you already said I don't need all this stuff, so get rid of it. If you're on my channel, you may consider having a small business, a gig, going after some more certifications so you can make a lot more money. If you're on my channel, you've been listening to me preach to y'all to get certifications, to make more money, so you can make decisions. Don't ever get in a situation, like I've been myself in, where you have to make decisions based on the money you make. And you're like, oh, all this minimalist living, all this simple living, all this gig economy has gotten me into a point where I don't make enough to qualify for some place. And that's because I'm not going for a house right now. But even in the state of Florida, I can only tell you about Florida or Tampa, it will price you out of places because they're asking for 3.5 times the rent. So if you're paying like, I guess, $1,400, $1,500 on one bedroom, you got to at least make $45,000. And so my goal, I've set up a goal to make at least $80,000 to $90,000. I put on my chart $90,000. What does that look like? Probably about like $10,000 a month. Probably like $8,000. I always say $8,333.33 would change your zip code and your life. That means that you're making almost $100,000, if not right at it. So I just encourage everybody out there and sound of my voice about this house hacking, about this lifestyle, about some people getting kicked out their apartments, out their home, just a lot of going on. Decide how you want to live. If it's a rooming house or a situation where you can go in and get a room and you don't have to worry about anything but that room, go for that. If you want a nice little small place to live, you might want to go get some land. Maybe go through USDA.gov and purchase land in a contract and get someone to build you a little small house. In a situation like that, find a nice condo for rent, or to purchase. But basically, just make a decision how you want to live. Some of you may already own homes, so amen, apply for you. Some of y'all don't. I just want to encourage everyone to get a place, but to also look at other options such as real estate to fund your lifestyle. So if you want to live simple, but you want to live good, you want to live in a nice neighborhood and everything, then I say get where you want to go and then start working on some type of real estate. It could be land lots, it could be any of those things, but just make some decisions that's going to give you money in your pocket every month where you won't feel doing strange things for change or feel overwhelmed, but that you feel like you're making it. You not just making it, you're going past the mark, okay? Because we don't want to just make it, we want to actually go past the mark and save and invest and things of that nature. Especially if you're over 40. You definitely know. And you're not married? Yeah. You might want to do shared housing. You might want to do some house hacking. Guys, I'm telling you that the life of just living by yourself and just barely making it is insane. So if you can do anything, house hack it up, find someone responsible, reliable, find a nice place, and house hack. If it's a nice place downtown, you want to always want to stay, and you don't have children, that is, because everybody doesn't want to live with children. And if you do have children, and you want a house hack, you may want to find other people with their children. They have children as well that would house hack with you. But I wanted to just make this video to tell you boarding houses are coming back. The life of house hacking is real. And I'm so glad I made that video months ago. Now it's already showing you that it's coming into fruition. All right, guys, gotta go. Peace. Love y'all.